Okay. Hopefully now it's good. Is it good? Okay. Let's just make sure. Oh, I did hear something, so let's see. 12. There we go. This is a great start to the game. Hang on, hang on. We get started. Can we just say something? Thank you for actually putting the settings on the clock both times you've been booted out of the game. God, I hate how much freaking third wall breaking this has. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any... Oh my God, I cannot hear myself. I don't even have any way of knowing times you've setting correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, let's get you back to the video game now. All right, cool. Now I hear it. So let's get back to it. That was actually kind of funny. I love how much like third wall breaking this game actually has. But let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to take off my watch now that I think about it too. Click
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Was Stanley happy though?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
What?
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Now that the introduction's done, if you've never seen the Stanley Parable, it's basically like a fourth wall breaking kind of game, and you just kind of have to experience it. But I want to turn down, if I can, the sensitivity. Simplified controls. Space. Okay. Field of view, camera sensitivity. Maybe it's that. Because I want to turn that down like a lot. Controller vibration, Y invert. Okay, this is a little bit better. Oof, but he is so fast. Anyway, we're gonna do about like a 3-stream run of this game. And yeah, and if people like it, then I'll play more of it. If we don't, then well, I'll just come back to it maybe later. Or not. Just have to see what happens. Okay. Anyway, Stanley's trying to figure out where everybody is. So 428? How about 429? No?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it be?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it. What was that? That's funny. Okay. Alright. I already love this game. I have played this game before, but, like... Well, I haven't played this game, but I've seen lots of playthroughs for this. So, let's look at those settings one more time now that I think about it. Controls. Alright.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his coworkers.
Uh-huh. Oh, what's this? Huh. Number 1 dead. Okay. Well, nothing else in here. 436. Huh. And it's white outside. Almost ominously white. Okay.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it advance the story in any way.
Yeah, I'm playing here, narrator. You can't tell me what to do. I'm going to touch everything because I know exactly what this game is.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office.
Yes.
Because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Yes, that's right. I don't pick up on cues very well. And the whole fun of this game is that you can do what the narrator says, or you can, like, go astray. And, like, there is, like, endless possibilities with this game. From what I remember. Huh. Like this one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You see, now they want us to enter the door through the left, but there's an option to go to the right. So we're, just for the fun of it, we're going to go to the left just to go see what he wants to do. Touch every door. Every single door.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You can see some of the stuff on the freaking boards are funny. Meeting room. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. And it's priming rooms. What do I do? 432. It's kind of funny. Weekly target. Well, actually... Huh. I think that changes, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Targets. Push for funding. RNG. Get... I didn't know that changed. Who moved my desk? Not cost efficient. Huh. Tomorrow complete today's unfinished agenda. The teams and days. Huh. All right. Let's see if the other one has anything on there. Teenagers, size of demographic, spare between the teenagers. Let's see. Need reviews 402. But I think that's the stupid idea. More water coolers, more water coolers. Charts need to be more hip, appear to teenagers. Find teenagers, put in teenagers demographic, and big net. Some sort of child trap? What do people want? Things. Money. More money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things plus money. See? It's just kind of fun. Tips for not getting... Oh. How to solve a dispute at work. Let it all ball up inside of you. Take it out of passive-aggressively or on other coworkers. Reset coworkers not supporting your move. What's the next one? Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slides slick blue graphics in the header and throw some bevels on the text. This will ensure calm. Bleh. What is that? Everyone is unique. You most of all. Oh. Thanks, game. Anyway, we'll move on. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
See, I think you can find like a bucket somewhere.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, No path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Yes, I
No
know,
reason
narrator.
to still be here.
And you see, if you wait too long,
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting
he just
in the
keeps
broom closet.
he just keeps
He
going.
wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interrupt. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Again, we have like a choice, and we can go up. Huh. Okay. Oh yeah, his boss's office. That's right. That's his boss's office right there. I'm still gonna touch everything. What is this? Executive bathroom. Oh! I didn't know this could open. Huh. What is this? To be rich. To be rich. Is it a crime? To commit crimes. Is it a rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. What is that? Extreme bathrooms. I can't zoom though. Right, I can't zoom. I love the freaking the clicky clackies. Simplified. Interact E. Ah. Okay. But like, can we not? Interesting. Let's do that. E. Alright, well. There's nothing else. It's kind of funny how we can't see our own reflection. Anyway. Already tried that one. Where is his secretary?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Uh-huh.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
An extra
2845. But of course,
8.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2 8 4 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random
What?
buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct
Why is it
code
dark?
by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into
Whoa.
the newly opened passageway.
But I want to see things. Oh well. That's Huh. This is ominous. What is this? Yeah, it's a little dark. Let's turn up the brightness. Video. VSync. Let's turn that off. Play resolution. That's what we're doing. Borderless. Yeah. Huh. Background. Okay. Wow, look how many things there are in here. Huh. Alright. Well, anyway. Oh. Interesting. Interesting.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
I
It
do.
was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Sure.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Can I wonder. Oh, no, 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 no.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait
Hey,
to
what's
find
that?
out.
What's that? Okay, now we need to do it all over again. So now we're back in the boss's office, right? Okay, yeah, we're back in the boss's office. Oh no! Oh no, I fucked it up. Or did I? I think I did.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office.
Uh-huh.
Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator.
Can you believe it?
It's still just exactly what it is.
Uh-huh.
What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Okay, it's not that deep, bud. Can I go? Okay, so I can't go in here. Can I just go back? Yeah, okay, I had to let him talk first.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again.
Now he's getting back in the
How does he
elevator.
keep coming up with all of this?
Excuse me. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, it missed that one thing. Oh, well.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
It is kind of...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape or mind control facility? Yeah, let's go to the mind control facility. I really want to do escape next.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Can't
Did
see
he
what that
have
is.
the strength to find out?
Why are they all beeping? Huh. Is this like a little workspace? Huh. Oh.
Now the monitors
Whoa.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Fired?
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where
Fired?
freedom meant nothing.
Huh. Fired. Wait, what number is mine? 427? Or... Where's mine? 427, right there. Huh. There's my office. 427. Interesting. Now what is this?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to
What does this
accept
do?
it blindly?
I guess.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was
Ever.
unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
No, I don't think so.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Once and for all. Okay. Oh, is it in there? What is that button? Well, what does that button do, though? I must know. It is really dark in here. Is there no way to, like, adjust the brightness? Or am I sure? Video. Quality profile. Anti-aliasing? God, I love that sound. I guess there isn't, but there's a button up there that I want to press. How do I get up there? How do I get up there? Where did I come from? Oh, wait a minute. I came from here, huh? No, I came from here. That's right. I want to press that button, though. Oh, wait a minute. There's a button right here. Wait a minute. That says 5. What does this say? 3. What is that door? 1. 2. Okay, so I think it's a code of some kind. So okay, so 1. Where's 4? Is 4 up there? 4 is up there, huh? Unless 4 is down here. This is cool. Maybe let's see if it's 1, 5. Hmm. 1, 5, 2, 3? No. 2. Wait a minute, was it that code from earlier? I may have to remember what that was. Let's just keep going in here. But this is interesting, though, because I bet you press all the buttons and then you get it, but you can't get up there. Mind control, idle, waiting input. Awaiting input, excuse me. System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Sure. On.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Oh.
Control?
Control.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
What?
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your coworkers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Wait a minute.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
Oh, now this gate is open.
That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
What do you mean?
To control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first. So
oh, shit.
You can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
What about
That's
it?
30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and...
Wait a minute, wait.
You being blown to pieces.
Am I supposed to hit another number?
To your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me.
10
all
seconds.
Part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say,
okay.
Happily ever up.
Oh, no. Okay. Maybe I should have pressed the off button. Are we just going to go right back? Hey, we're back. Okay, cool. All right, well.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
This time I want to do the
decided
escape.
To go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Uh-huh. Missed a memo, all right. They're all in here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Yep.
he entered the door on his left.
Yep.
Yet there was not a single person
Yep,
here
nobody
either.
here.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss, coming to a
Yep.
staircase.
Going up to his
Stanley
boss's
walked
office.
Upstairs to his boss's
Nope.
office.
Oh, look at that. I forget the code, so you're going to have to tell me.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
I forget what the
life.
code is, so hold
What
on.
could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be?
I wonder.
In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet.
Buried below.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course,
Okay,
Stanley-
2845.
By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yep. Totally entered in here. All right, now we're going to go down. I think after this, then we'll do the saving of it. Okay, we're already like halfway through.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to do escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What? Why?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
What if I just close the door? Is that just gonna have him comment on it? Wish you could... Well, it already moves pretty fast, but... Actually, there is no door, huh?
Stanley thought better of it and
Nah.
realized, nope, still on board with death.
Uh-huh. Still on board with death. Okay. So how long is this, hallway, exactly?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Uh-huh. Okay, so there's some... Okay. Is it just gonna kill me? Whee! Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer
Oh,
to
no.
his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
But...
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story.
Can I go back?
Trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a
This is
blind
actually, like, genuinely
So
terrifying.
he resigned
Wait, can I...
and went-
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Space. Jump.
willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Hey.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as
Who
Stanley
are
was led
you?
helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I don't know. That is a gigantic sign.
When every path you can walk has been created
Whoa,
for you
it
long in
closed.
advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Nature paintings. Okay. What is this? Stanley's computer. Office layout? So is this... Ah, okay, I see. Then we go into the next one. There's the hallway. Wait a minute, wait. The quarter. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This quarter has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Ah. Okay. Filing cabinets. What does this say? The two doors. The two set of doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged in an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction of this room posed. Interesting. Did I read that over there? The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path the Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. Through the core layout remains almost identical in the first iteration. Huh. Office. Interesting. Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game When buttons are pressed, each sound is a mix of keyboard strokes and synchronized sounds. That one's satisfying. Okay. Very cool. Oh, these are all the credits. That's pretty cool. Okay. It's like a museum almost. Interesting. Okay. Maintenance room, huh? What is this? Just a copy machine. Huh. This is so cool. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentiment and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build that it was far too jokey on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I don't know. I think I would have liked that. I thought that would have been fun. Yeah, fun. Yeah. Ah, I see. Narrator's emails. After the second trailer, we sent out and we asked people to email narrator questions. While we had additionally planned for these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here is a section of those emails. Huh. Lounge. An early version of the lounge. What is that sound? Why? Let's see, the apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Okay, that's interesting. I think I got to this a little bit too early, but that's okay. What is this? Zending. The screenshot depicted in an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged into another part of the game. Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color it had pulled. Interesting. Wait, what is that? The game is now paused. Pause menu. For a long time, we had an ending that ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, the very few players realized that this was supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Where does this go? Trailers. Okay. I think I'm done, like, reading about, like, all this stuff. It is cool to see about, like, all the work that was put into this game. What? Huh. What is in there? I actually might think that I'm lost. Oh. The narrator outtakes. Kevin Brining, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times.
Pushed the number 6.
No. 2 years development. These clips are early takes. What? Oh, I see. It's recordings from him. Well, this is kind of funny, though. Like, I got this, like, super early. Okay, so this is the credits right here, but I'm kind of, like, looking to be done with this part. Office clock, excuse me. Almost 1 where I'm at, right? Freedom ending. Okay. Exit. Okay. The Stanley Parable.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. how they wish to control one another, how they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Not really.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your own
I'm not
true
going
choice.
to.
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Okay, so are we restarting again? Okay. So then we'll...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
We'll
Perhaps
press
he
the
had
off
simply
button
missed a
now.
memo.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, new content?
You don't say...
What does
Ooh.
that mean, new content?
Can I go over there? Please, can I go over there? Close the door. I can't go over there. No? Random. Oh? Where am I going now?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
That's the one we're playing.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable,
More.
delighting audiences the world over.
Okay.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very
Are we gonna
excited to
turn?
see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I guess it could be.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
Oh,
all right,
look.
finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
It's pretty delayed, it was.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
What? This is scary.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, now I can jump. Why am I doing this? I don't know. But I want to see what happens when we get down to 0. Can I just hold it? I was wondering why I couldn't jump like earlier. Wait, why can't I jump anymore? That's lame.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Oh, another elevator.
Another elevator.
Eh.
Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If
Could
this
be.
is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more.
Oh?
Very good. Yes.
All
I
right.
knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Huh. All right. What is this? Thank you for enjoying the new
That's
new
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Twitter.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
Ain't resetting the
No
game.
frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
No. What? He did it anyway. Wait a minute. This is different. 427. I hate Mondays. Why is it different?
Psst. Stanley, come over here.
But-
In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, what? Ooh, now it looks creepy.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our
Whoa.
little secret. Take a look.
Huh. Whoa, check this out.
I call it the Memory Zone.
The
It's where I've
Memory
been
Zone.
storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
This is beautiful.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The Memory Zone. This is so pretty. Look at this. Huh.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a
Was
cheap
released.
re-release?
Don't
Remember
forget.
back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
On Steam. Dang. That's crazy. Yeah, this game was released about 12 years ago. The first dollar. A trip down memory lane. Smile because it happened. Stanley Parable. Is this another museum? Interesting. Wait a minute, isn't? Huh. Is that an achievement? Don't play for 5 years. Unbelievable. Is it possible to get this achievement? Unachievable. Let's see, nominee. The Stanley Parable. Okay. Deals tough choice. Wait, well, I didn't see this one. New video game released today. Huh. Are we able to... This is nice. I like this. Now this is pretty.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's
Every
how
game.
grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Memory zone maintenance. Okay. We still haven't been able to go through the right door yet. Person of the year. Whoa. Let's see. The end is never the end.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
This?
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices
Carpet
I've
textures.
ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Let me guess. Now we can go in here? Yep, I figured as much.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh, what's this? Cold drinks. Oh. Ugh.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
No, they weren't. Steam is a very, very volatile place.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Look, there's a positive one right here. Positive one. Ew. What's up with a... Eesh. Alright, well. I don't exactly know where this is going, but... It's going... See, there's another positive one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
Terse?
You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I think it's funny how it's making fun of itself. Oh.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is. So on and so. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound...
That's funny.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the...
Oh my gosh.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time
the door's
button has
gone.
been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it?
We just
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh my gosh.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is... Oh, Stanley.
Oh, shit.
You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that...
Is it going to get even more scary?
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down...
It's been a year?
...and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of...
Dear God. The sequence is a little long-winded. Is he even there? I'm expecting there to be a door here somewhere. Is he not going to say anything this time? Why'd the door, or why'd the clock fall?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make...
Are we done? Huh. Yeah, I gotta fix the thing. Let me fix that real fast. How you doing, by the way, Cakes? Stanley Parable. Deluxe. Okay, cool. The Stan the Parable. Cool. There we go. Me computer screen and back to this. Okay.
Never the end is never the end.
Should be good now.
End is never the 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 end.
Okay, narrator.
The end is never the end is never the end.
Thank you for catching that for me, Cakes, by the way. Did you just wake up? I mean, it could be 6. Oh. How long have I been here? Is the button still gonna... Oh my gosh. Right. Yeah, and it's only noon, I feel that. Whoa. Now it's starting to get pretty. Well, hopefully your day goes by a little bit faster. Okay, now it's starting to get a little scary. That's terrifying. Oh, it's really quiet. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh. Huh. Can we just walk out into nothing? Huh. Wait a minute. Does it not matter how far we go? Oh yeah, it matters. Huh. What if I just walk towards the sun? Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now, I want to see what happens when I don't press the right.
When Stanley
when I
came
press
to
the
a
off
set
button.
of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Eh.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm
Hell
not
yeah,
going
you
to
are.
encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much. Coming to
Okay,
a
whatever.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Uh-huh.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his
think it's
tracks.
2, 8,
Not a
4,
living soul
5.
anywhere. Stanley was in
Aha.
such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible,
Uh-huh.
he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Well, he
That
keeps
kind
talking.
of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Really?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay, now there's the passageway. And now we go downstairs. Now. Almost there.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the
Mind
large door
control.
that
We're not
read
going there.
Mind control facility.
Okay, press the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know, does he? Where's the next button? There we go.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their
Does
true
that one
nature
say?
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Where freedom meant nothing. Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Maybe. Oh, now we're here. Now
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Does that say?
And as the cold reality of
I
his
don't know.
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its...
Oh. What?
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
It could be.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Oh, this
No
is
longer
nice.
would anyone tell him where to go, what to do,
Oh.
or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Oh.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
There is no door, but okay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze
Oh, no, it took
upon his
over.
skin, the feeling of liberation,
Sure.
the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Is that it? Oh, no? Okay, cool. All right, I think we're going to do...
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Right.
could it mean?
We're going to go down the
Stanley
staircase
decided
now.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nope, 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 nope.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, he did not. But you know what Stanley is going to do? He's going to touch that broom closet.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Not a single one.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
They boarded
boss's
it up.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, now we're gonna go down
Coming
here.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh. That's scary. Oh, what is this? I wish you could, like, zoom.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Wait a minute, am I
All of
looping?
my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all?
I am
None of
looping.
it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began
Oh.
to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Hey.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at
Oh, now they're
last,
changing.
He came to the
Oh,
conclusion
now we've
that
been
it
in here
had on
before.
the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Well, we're back in this room.
This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a
Whee!
magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
What if I go
Now
back?
the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
I can't go backwards.
And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing
Could be.
that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt,
Are you
that
gonna
this
stop
was,
talking?
in fact, a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself, too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Oh, now it's turning red.
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What? Why did everything go black?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait a minute.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Do I, though?
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Why did she run? Are we starting over? We're starting over again. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, not yet. Not yet. Okay, I think we're finally going to go right now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nope. Gotta touch every door. Nope. Okay. Oh,
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
I guess.
It had really been worth the detour after all. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Gonna give me more options. Eh. We'll go that way next.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and
Oh,
got back
but-
on track.
Wait a minute. Have I been here before? Okay. I feel like I've been here before. Wait a minute. This is... Yes, this is the... Yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might find coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
Nope.
his boss's office.
Nope.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Maybe.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense.
It didn't?
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Yep, can't see my
Why
feet.
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter,
Okay.
these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply...
Yeah, I know.
No, Stanley said to himself.
I'm trying to see if there's,
"This
like,
is
anything
all
different."
Too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his...
Okay. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Hopefully I didn't reset
Stanley
the game
decided to go
like,
to the meeting room.
entirely.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nope, not yet. I don't want to go to the new content side yet. We're going to go...
When Stanley
the
came to a
right?
set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Maybe.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
On his left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section.
But what is in
walked
here?
straight ahead to the opposite door and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Yeah, I guess I do have to go left.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
You dick.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
You're rustling through papers.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
It's kind of shut, isn't it? Huh. Okay. Oh, are we in the mine? We are. Oh my gosh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
I was
Quick,
about to
Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense,
No,
we'll
don't put me back.
Start the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, now. Wait a... What the...
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or...
No.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
Was it?
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Oh.
Let's find the story.
This one. Oh. Huh. Oh, I've never seen this before. Huh. It's over here.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
I think I'm going in circles again. Yep.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Could mean anything.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe. Now it's not... What?
Okay, yep, it's worse.
It's way worse.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
But... Nothing. Oh, can touch that. Huh. No. Is that new? No. This is definitely new. Huh.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Okay.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Did it?
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line.
Okay.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Where is this line going?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
What is this?
Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way,
Where are we
is
going?
the story of no destination still a story?
What?
Simply by
Why is it going on the
act of
wall?
Moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
What the?
Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Huh. Okay. What the? Where is... It is really loud in my ear. That is so loud. Oh my gosh. How about this? All right, that's more manageable. Even then. Okay, that's good. All right, that's so much better. Peer reviews. What the? Financial records? Where is this going?
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
What about it?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make
Why?
sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Burn. 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 Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Wait,
No,
why?
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this...
Hey, wait a
really-
minute.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you? After
How could you,
everything
Line?
we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Again. Aw.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
What direction? Oh. Okay.
Now, Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want
Okay,
our story to be?
We're going in a
Go
circle.
wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
But we can't go anywhere, though. Now it changed. But if I turn around, no. But then if I go over here, hey, it changed again. Oh, now it changed again. Okay.
Oh, no, not you again.
Not the line.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
So are you telling me to ignore the line? Huh. Well, it went away.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Aww. We have to go to the right. The confusing ending.
Hold up, what's this?
You've been playing the confusing ending for 18 minutes.
Me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
6 restart.
And we're supposed
Find
to
the line
restart
again.
the game eight times?
8th restart, 7th restart.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Whoa, wait a minute.
So now, according to the
Deviate
schedule, I
maintenance
restart
room,
again.
end up in monitor
Then what?
room, narrator
Am I
restarts
just supposed to
game.
forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it?
Did we
break
do
the
it?
cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
What was that? I guess we're restarting. Does that mean we're
All
like...
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Are the
Stanley
doors...
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe one day new content. But not yet. Okay, yeah, now it's officially like
When
restart.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Sure.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah. We're gonna go this way now.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you are lying, stop right now. Stop. It's funny. Penalty for the misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off of cargo lift, $5,000. Event access, train employees only. Climb at your own risk. Hey. Hey, there's a line. What's the line doing all the way down there?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who is her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
And who is her? Who is she, I mean? Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What? Okay. What if I just keep letting the phone ring?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
What the?
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Maybe.
They want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
What's going on in here?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What if I just don't press it? How about Q? Fine.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Okay. He?
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
M?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Did they?
The thought excited him terribly.
T?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
Whoa.
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end. that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Hell?
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has.
How did this get here?
Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Jay?
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Well, now that you say that, I'm not going to.
You see? Can he just not hear me?
Maybe
How
not.
can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Maybe.
And I tried again. And
Please.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Is that it? No, I guess that's it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could
Stanley
it mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, sorry, new content sign. Eventually. But not yet. Uh-oh, it's different. Or is it?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
There's so many, like...
Standing now in this incredible room,
Different
Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
There's like so many ways you can go. I have an idea,
was
though.
So bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh, the line's not there.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Who is that?
Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Danger. Danger
Let me
everywhere.
prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No. Hmm. Two B5.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Blue door.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Blue door.
Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Huh.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Huh.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go.
Oh.
A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
Nah.
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Nah. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I guess.
Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Yes, let's take a look. Oh. The worldwide leaderboard. O'Neill is offline. Are these real people? Did you know 21.3% of players skip the intro sequence? Only the first 3 pairs of blue door are most attractive. Okay. Oh. Whoa. Oh.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey,
Sure.
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
No.
Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game,
What the?
baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Oh, we're
Be
almost
sure to
halfway
keep
there.
notes on your experience.
I do not like that sound. Okay.
You heartless bastard.
Oh.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
Okay.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What?
Aha!
Hey!
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
We played this
What's our
game.
backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture
That's
into
so
the experience of total
cool.
mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Are we actually going to be able to go outside? That's so cool. I loved this game. This game was so much fun. It's like almost all the details. And actually, I did not know this was a thing. Whoever made Firewatch, I can't remember the developers. It must be the same developers or something.
No, it can't be.
Is the rock thing over here? Ooh.
It is. It's an open world game.
Yeah.
Good God, quickly, block it off.
What? No!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
I mean, I like
Out of the woods now, Stanley.
sandbox games.
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
What do you mean?
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
What game is it going to load?
Wonderful.
Is
See,
this...
this is exactly what
Yeah,
I
it's
had in
Rocket
mind.
League.
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
This used to be one of my favorite games.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
Well, there's a
There are
ball.
lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley. I think
Yeah.
it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Hell yeah, dude. I didn't know that this game was like this much in depth. Like, I didn't know that like it did references to like other games. That's kind of cool though. Do I do it towards blue or orange? I'm gonna do it towards blue. If it's even gonna let me touch it. Go. 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 Huh.
Are you doing it? Are you
Oh,
winning?
I'm doing
Is this
something.
Fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Oh yeah.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball
This game
generates
is
a certain amount of raw
hard.
adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
What? No, I want to put this ball in
Yes.
here.
Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Oh god, do I even turn around? Why are you giving me all the balls? That one's yellow over there. What if I... Are they
Are
like...
you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun?
I
Is
guess.
this a real video game?
It is.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. Your little fun
No!
comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you'd like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much.
What are you even talking
You're
about?
an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Oh, are you gonna take me out of it now? Oh. Excuse my alarm. Huh. What if I go down the thing? Like, what if I go down the hole? Wait, why did he just leave me? It took forever to get from one goalpost to the other. Well, let's go down. Whee!
Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh. That's loud. Ooh, now this is creepy. Why is there a whole bunch of whooshing sounds? Huh. This part's actually kind of spooky. No? Okay. Oh, there's light. What is this? Huh. Huh. What even is this area? Oh. Are we just done?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am.
I guess.
That's what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Very soon. Okay, I guess we're back. There is, like, one thing I want to try.
All coworkers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe. Sorry, new content, not yet.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
It was not.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah. Look at this employee
Stanley felt
lounge.
lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Uh-huh.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, so now doesn't this lead to the...
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Okay, you gonna be a dick?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it's to the right. My mistake. No,
Yeah.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I forgot. Rustling papers.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Ah.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay. So does that mean it's going to give me the confusing ending?
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, it's going to give me the confusing
When
ending.
Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, so then we're gonna... We're just gonna wander for like a bit. Okay, is the narrator gonna say anything, or?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Oh.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay, so...
All
okay,
right,
so now's the
I've
line.
got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line.
Nope.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
No, I ain't following the line.
No, I'm down. We're living it up to the line from now on.
The line. But I don't want to do the line.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being?
Now there's
the very
this.
manifestation of the nature of life itself. Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is, in fact, a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
Okay, now you're just getting existential.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Okay, I guess
You know
let's just
what?
follow it up.
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh no, it's gonna be loud. It's up here. Ah, son of a bitch. Damn. Okay. I forget what happens in this one, so I'm just looking for any way out. But the line is just going all kinds of different ways. Okay. Huh. Huh, what if I go this way? Oh, I see. Alright.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
No.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, look. Back where we started. Okay. Okay. So if we go this way, but what if we go the other way?
Still missing the doors.
Yes.
Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
It's kind of funny that it said trademark on there. Okay, so I guess this is the way that it wants me to go. Oh, we're here again.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Alright.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're
Yeah.
intelligent people, right?
Yeah.
Why can't we make up our own story? Something
Yeah.
exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Just trying to be obstinate as much as I can. Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
He's ready for it.
Oh,
there's the
no, not
line
you
again.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Yeah.
Just don't acknowledge it.
Look at this thing.
We should be fine.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Yeah, okay.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay. This is the confusing ending. 17 minutes.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Yeah.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Yes.
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So
Yes.
I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Oof, I don't like that sound. I think I said that before.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
He's like, yep, that's the new content area. Aww. How do I get the blue and the doors and stuff? Because I know going down is just a dead end. Uh-oh.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
What's that, narrator? Oh, no. Hey, there's a thing. Oh. Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step
Whoa,
even
it got
further.
darker.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
2? Oh. Oh.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience.
Ace
built
this
from
sequel.
the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I mean, I guess.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams
color red.
progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Ooh. Win-win. More TSP. Better TSP. Oh, TSP, the Stanley Parable.
Now,
Okay.
to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I guess. 2. The sequel to Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable. Interesting. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin Return of Jafar, and Dark Souls 2. That's funny. Okay, so this way to the show floor. Okay. New features. Huh. Huh. Ooh.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
What do you mean? Merch. That's funny. Merch. Let's see. I saw the new content. The Stanley Parable 2. The end is never the end. This t-shirt is the best New feature 2. Oh, damn. Is that? Whoa, is that Stanley? I am here? Collectibles? Jump circle. Huh. I'm in another museum. Exit? Huh. What's in here? Collect them all. Them all? Them all. Whoa, what's this?
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh. That's disturbing. There's collectibles? What? Okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
The jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
All right. Free new easy merch achievement. Get it here. Okay. Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. No more steps. Get yours right now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Lame. What if I just keep pressing it? Will he say something? Nope, he won't say anything. Well, that's lame. I went all the way down here for nothing then.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Well, we've already been in there. What's in here? What is this? No, please no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Yeah, that's funny.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
The reassurance bucket? The fuck?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
But like, where's the bucket?
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
I guess.
Come on, give it a try.
What am I supposed to do with it?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
I guess.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. So do I just have a bucket now? This is my bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Name? That's new. 2. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Hear your name in the game. Interesting.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
The button that says the name of the player's name is on the player that is playing the game. Okay.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
I
Just
am
play
Jim.
along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want...
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory.
Oh,
If you
God.
don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself...
Jim.
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
I wonder if there's anything else that I can do. I really want to go in there.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Jump circle, infinity hole. Huh. Infinity hole? It won't end. That's funny. Okay. Rim surrounding area, depth, infinite. Opening. That's funny. Full entrance, infinity. Science, more. Falling, infinity. More hole. Depth, infinity hole chart.
Stanley, here's
Oh,
an idea
no,
that I'm
it actually
truly
is.
fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling.
Infinite
you can
hole.
fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Okay.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, Since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
What if I don't?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
What if I don't?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective,
never mind.
The infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out,
New
Stanley.
mug.
I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Okay.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why
Sure.
don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
What if I don't press it? Like, really, what if I don't press it? Am I just stuck here?
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even
Down we
more
go.
of my... Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
A little.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
All right,
Had
all right.
enough? I'm
Nope.
positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where...
Oh,
Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Yeah, I was about to
suspect
say.
I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is.
Whoa.
Shame that my lie has come to haunt me. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
okay.
Is the, teleport button not working?
Nope.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
Still nothing.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What?
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
But how am I supposed to... What am I supposed to do? What is that? Meeting at 2 p.m. Are we just stuck here? Hello? Oh. What? 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 Why? Why? This is weird. And weirdly cool to see. You have to change your perspective. What the? Why is it so dramatic? Oh, I didn't think Stanley looked like that. Change your perception. To change your perspective. That's fun. Does it change the music? H to change your reality. Whoa. Oh. Oh. Oh, puppies. Oh, space. Okay. F. What is J? Change yourself. J. What? F. And then J. What? Why is he upside down? Oh. Ugh. Oh, look, he's cartoon. Now just a really bad drawing. An okay-ish drawing. Now he's just back. Okay. Change your reality. Which one is it again? It's just the feet.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Oh.
Look, you're awake.
Oh.
It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole. And
Can I get out of the hole? I'm kind of over the hole.
Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Toodle-pip. So are we going to go down again and have, like, funny perspectives? Oh. Oh, are we just done? Oh. No, it took away the
Here we
infinity
are.
hole.
Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Bucket. The name button. Okay. Huh. Is this the infinity hole? Yeah, it's the infinity hole. Man, do I want to do the infinity hole again, though? I think we should just get out of here. If we even can. Man, I'm starting to think that this game is only going to be like one video because I've covered like a lot.
All right.
Where does
Have
this
you
go?
seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I guess. It was a long hall or staircase, I guess. Whoa.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Okay.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Eh.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay,
Is he just going to switch it around?
yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, okay.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Peacefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Whoa. Okay. Is it just going to put me right back? Click to skip.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Is it just going to reset
one day,
me?
Something very peculiar happened.
The Stanley
Something
Parable
that
2.
would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to
the
give him
balloons.
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It's funny how
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
the balloons are still here. Oh, there's a thing right there. Is the line over? No, the line's not there.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Oh.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Why is Stanley picking up the bucket? That is pretty strange.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, left door.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the
Talk
bucket's
less.
warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, Can you feel it?
Yeah.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
It's my
I
bucket.
can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
Yeah.
I know how hard it must be,
But
given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait.
no, this is my
Now
bucket.
the broom closet has the gall to imply. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Uh-huh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes,
The bucket was.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh,
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
okay. What happens if we actually do get all of them? So we're just gonna do the regular ending.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, bucket. I love my bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Mind control facility. Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Yeah, it's a bucket. Come on, bucket.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored
Weird.
like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept
He
it.
screamed into the
His own
bucket.
life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Please nobody steal my bucket. I like my bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terror. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
The bucket
Stanley
turned it on.
gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's
Evil
plan all
bucket.
along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. birds.
What?
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Oh, it's macaws.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade
Oh, some owls, they're
to
so
disguise
cute.
its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. Oh, are we done? I guess we're done. Okay.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket was wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Said the
now
bucket.
ride the lift all the way to the top.
There's a thing.
There's something up there I need you to do.
Whee!
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Oh, is it just going to put me back? Yeah, it's going to put me back. Okay.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time
this?
before he
Meeting
found the
today
others,
in the meeting
wherever they
room.
were.
Figurine,
Just a matter of
figurine
time.
committee. Finding committee. Figurine finding
The
committee.
confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. Come on, Bucky.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
Nope.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked
Nope, I ain't going
upstairs
down
to
the
boss's
or up
office.
there. Oh
But
no.
Stanley just couldn't do it.
It's this
He
one.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
1, 2,
Maybe,
B4.
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close. He had felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
Wait, where is my
Far off in the
bucket?
distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley, Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He
It's the
rushed
bucket.
forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next.
Wait.
None of them were his.
Wait.
None of them were his special bucket. Come to me, Stanley. Find me. He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oh my gosh.
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh, okay. Are we done again?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Is it going to mention the bucket?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and
Her
security.
bucket of
and walked to her
comfort.
place of work.
She has a bucket.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
Not his bucket.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But
Safety
of course,
bucket.
She had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work.
Confusing,
Her
huh?
bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Okay. Does that mean we're starting over? Still Stanley Parable 2. The sequel is now paused. That's funny.
Wait,
Okay.
Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They
What if I
never
don't take the
stopped.
bucket?
Surely I was mistaken.
So if I don't take the bucket,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
sure.
And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to
The
the
maintenance?
opposite door, and got back on track.
But what if I do this? No? Okay. Go around here and do the meeting. What the? Trust the completionist instinct. What we know. Small figures, floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their revival. There are many questions. There was no memo for management. Agenda. How can you tell you spotted one? What makes them floating in the air? Who took these pictures of them? That's funny. Who took these pictures? That's funny. Okay.
Coming to
Let's
a
do survival.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley.
Oh, you're just
pushes
gonna do
some
it for me?
buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Oh, okay.
Surprise.
A surprise, you say. Are you going to change something? Oh, okay. All right. Bang, bang.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Okay,
Mind
escape.
Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and
Yep.
willingly confront his death.
Okay, so is it gonna... What's it gonna do now? So it's going to put me at the thing right here.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Fare thee well, narrator.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
The
as
narrator?
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Am I supposed to move? Or, oh, I guess I am. I forgot about this part.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh, it's just the museum, one of the first museums.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
I guess I
Do
do.
you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Am I narrator, lady?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
I guess.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
It just resets me, right?
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
Okay. Begin the game again. Okay. So, I think I'm good with this game. Like, it's just a lot. And I just, oh gosh, it just keeps going and going and going and going. So I think I'm going to call it good for right now. I don't think I'm going to do 3 episodes of that, but if people want to see more of that, and I will, but let me pull up this. So.
With Fargo, your virtual assistant.
No. Non-sponsor. There we go. So, like I say at the end of all my videos, thank you so much for watching if you got this far in the video. I really appreciate you if you watch any of my videos, honestly. If you're watching on YouTube, consider subscribing. If you're watching on Twitch, consider following. I try and at least upload once a week, I try to stream once a week on Twitch, either Friday or Saturday, usually Saturdays, but today was kind of a special exception because of work and everything. So I got to stream on Friday and I'll have my Saturday for tomorrow. But yeah, if you like long form content and you like just games in general, feel free to catch me whenever I'm live. Just thank you again so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Catch you later. Bye.